But throughout my career, I've noticed that every time the opportunity arises to take a risk, to evolve, soon to follow is this nasty little insecurity of, I'm just going to be seen as a fraud and a failure, and everybody's going to know that it was just beginner's luck. So I started thinking more and more about this phrase, beginner's luck. But more importantly, I started thinking about myself before this specific insecurity emerged. I started thinking about my 22-year-old self who had quit her corporate job and moved to Uganda without any experience or plans or a job, just a journalism degree and a willingness to ask interesting questions and follow interesting leads, and this belief that maybe I could be a part of something bigger than myself. I started wondering if all of the success that I had in launching Seiko, and by the way, not without plenty of failures along the way. That factory I got locked in? I spent 2 years working on a project to launch closed-toed shoes out of that factory that ended up failing miserably. So bad, in fact, that I actually buried a pair of those shoes in my backyard, because I have come to believe that even our bad ideas deserve the dignity of being laid properly to rest. If you're curious about what a bad ideas funeral looks like, there it is. R.I.P. to those pink loafers. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point. I started wondering if the success that I did have had less to do with beginner's luck and everything to do with a little something I like to call beginner's pluck. Okay, let's talk about the word pluck. I'm not referring to the verb pluck, which is what you do to that pesky chin hair when you think no one is watching. I'm referring to the brilliant and underused noun pluck. It means spirited and determined courage. I started thinking that maybe what my younger self lacked in experience and resources and previous success, that she made up for with spirited and determined courage. Maybe she didn't succeed despite her beginner status, but perhaps it was precisely because of it. I started thinking really intentionally about the mentalities and the mindsets that I had in my earliest days, long before I would have self-identified as an entrepreneur or a leader or a designer. And I started wondering if 10 years into running this company that has millions of dollars in annual revenue and hundreds of employees on multiple continents and insurance premiums and payroll taxes and burn rates, if maybe learning how to really intentionally channel my inner beginner could help me become a more effective and courageous and creative leader for the long haul.